In your eyes, how has this shipping life at sea changed from your time till now? Is it for the good or bad? Yeah.
I don't think it's good or bad, but it's changed for sure. When I was a cadet, so it's like these stories, like you hear on the ship. Everybody will be like, but on my last ship, this was the case. And there's also this thing about, aajkal ke bacche. Everybody is like, the generation of today. We used to work really hard. We used to know everything, but the generation of today is really bad.
Yeah.
I saw Instagram reel on this where, seniors are, talking poorly, not in maritime, but in general, talking poorly about the new generation. They don't have any morals. They don't have any ethics, and, they're not hardworking. They don't believe in, putting themselves through. They want instant gratification. So there was a reel where every generation, they traced this back, where every generation is saying that about the new generation. And they traced it back to like some 1800 something, where even at that time, people were saying that the kids of today, they don't know anything.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, that's what is, I define as the generation gap. Okay. That's what people don't know and don't understand. And, even for me, it is going to be that gap with the Gen Alpha and the Gen Zs. Yeah. But coming back to the question, there are a lot of things that have become more complex. There's a lot more regulations involved. There's a lot more adherence to rules that are required. Things have become stricter. There's more restrictions in ports. There's lesser time in ports. So there have been things that have become really more difficult from the good old days.
Yeah.
But also there are things that have become so much better.
Absolutely.
I mean, internet access is a game changer. I mean,
it is.
For the first few years, we only had this Iridium satellite phones.
Iridiums, yes.
Which used to cost quite a bit. But, even then people were saying in our time, we didn't, this is such a luxury now. In our time, we didn't even have this,
Iridium,
we had to go to some radio phones and all that. So, in terms of the quality of ships, accommodation spaces have, become so much better.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that have become better. There are some things that have become more difficult.
Yes.
So it's different, and for sure, but that's everywhere, right?
That's everywhere.
Look at our homes over here in the last 20 years, from, having 12 channels to now, having no channels.
No
I think
channels.
You just have OTT.
OTT, yeah.
Right?
Right.
Everything has changed. And so it's the same thing on board the ship. The career has changed. The core still remains the same. The principles of shipping still remains the same. Shipping is still relevant today, and it's going to continue to be relevant. I mean, and I'm sure you said it many times, that 90% of global trade is on ships. So a lot of the things over here, 90% of it, it's highly likely that it's come on a container on a ship.
Right.
And as long as global trade is happening, shipping is going to be relevant. So it's definitely here to stay.
So Captain Karan, are you going to go back at sea or not?
So when I quit the second time, and even then it was not my intention. I had plans ahead, and things worked out in a different way that I planned. I always had this thing at the back of my head, I want to go back to sea. I want to do that. But now it's been quite a while that I haven't been there. My COC is expired. and that's an intentional decision. Because I didn't want to have my feet in two places.
Right.
I need to make a decision. What is it that I want to do? And I chose that, this is it. It's not going back to sea. Although very often when I go back on a ship, visit a ship, I get so nostalgic, and all those memories come rushing in, and it was some great times sailing on board, which I'll cherish, and they made me who I am today.